Morning, and it is another beautiful, cool morning in Texas, and we are walking in sunlight. Today, for our thought, probably one of the greatest thoughts that's expressed in the Bible: love. Walking in sunlight, sunlight of love, is how the third stanza of the hymn concludes. And for our text today, I picked 1 Corinthians 13. Let me get across the road here. It's a good thing I actually looked behind myself. There's somebody coming. Good morning, Mary and Jesse. Good to see you both this morning. So 1 Corinthians 13, obviously a key passage, used a lot in weddings, but I wanted us to think about it in the context of our love as Christians, because it starts off talking about, if I prophesy and if I preach, I teach, if I do all these things, if I give without love, then I am nothing and I gain nothing. That's how important love is according to 1 Corinthians 13. But then we get into verse 4, which is where we typically start for a wedding, and it talks about how love is patient and love is kind. Love does not envy or boast. Think about some of those qualities for a second. Stop there. We recognize, and good morning to Amber and Glenda as well, we think about the fact that within a marriage, we recognize those important qualities. But of course, this was being talked about within the church. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast. And it's also being talked about within the world. How we as Christians go into the world and reflect the love of God. How we share that love in our actions and the way we conduct ourselves. It is not arrogant, is how verse 4 concludes. Or rude, verse 5. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable. It is not resentful. There's a challenge in the morning, right? Being irritable. But we realize that's something that can follow us throughout the day. Here's a key one for the Christian. Verse 6. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing. Do we rejoice at people who are doing wrong, who are doing things that are against God's will? But it rejoices with truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things, and then love never fails. It goes on there in 1 Corinthians 13 to talk about how prophecies will cease, which they have, how speaking in tongues will cease, which they have, because we have the full revealed Word of God. We have everything we need to know about life and godliness. But love never fails. And in verse 13, so now faith, hope, and love abide, these three, but the greatest of these is love. So as Christians in a world that's filled with pain, in a world that's filled with turmoil, we can show our love. A lot of times our love is expressed in the fact that we listen. We listen to those around us. We truly hear them. Sometimes people just need someone who is listening to them. We also share this message of hope that we have. That's one of the great gifts of love that we can share. What we've found through God. And obviously we strive to help out our fellow man. There are so many opportunities. I was sitting in a meeting yesterday, actually a pair of meetings, that were both talking about the needs that are in our community, especially right now. And so there's ways that we can help. Just simply put food on the table for folks. We can also help out physically. There's a lot of our neighbors who need help around their home, things like that. There's an endless opportunity to help. And if your gift is service, then use it. But I hope you have a good day today. I hope you use this sunlight. We're going to have 14 hours and 17 minutes today of sunlight. I hope you use it wisely. I hope you spread God's message of love through your actions, through your words, through your deeds, and in preaching and teaching. Talk to you later on.